What is going on, everybody? It's Bulls Nation Station back at it again with another one. Hopefully you guys are feeling pretty good today, as I'm feeling pretty good myself. And I want to talk about this game from last night. I want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets and the Chicago Bulls and how did that game fare off. Well, first off, as you guys know, the Chicago Bulls lost 109 to 107. We had an opportunity to win that game, and we should have won the game. But it was a lot of glaring things that kind of stood out as to why we didn't win. First, I want to talk about some of the good things before I get into the bad things. I feel like Torrey Craig fit in pretty nicely in the starting lineup. I feel like he brought a lot of hustle, a lot of energy. He didn't really score that much, but he played, good hustle defense. He did get into a lot of foul trouble. But you could see how the energy was just different with him in the starting lineup. And I feel like Patrick Williams getting shifted to the bench, he came out with more aggressiveness. He came out with more of an opportunity to score. His jump shot was on. He had both of his threes. And I feel like Patrick Williams, he provided a positive impact in this game after putting up a few stinkers the last couple games. So I want to talk about that. DeRozan had a good scoring game. It did look like he kind of slowed down a little bit. He got hurt off a foul where he got knocked down to the ground and he was slow to get up. But overall, he had a pretty good game. Kobe White, he also had a pretty good game in my opinion. I feel like he competed on defense. He shot, had 18 points. Hit 7 of 17 from the field. He does need to get more consistent with his three-pointers, him and a lot of other people, but I'm going to get into that. He played well. Vooch, he was mismatched the whole game, but he still finished off with a 13 and 13 double-double. Zach LaVine had 24. So you look at these stats, you would think, the Bulls had an opportunity to win. So what was the difference in them losing? Well, they were guarding the Brooklyn Nets, and they shot lights out from the three. When a team shoots that well from the three, it's hard to win because at that point it's a math problem. Nets, they shot 40% shooting 18 threes, and the Bulls are shooting 39% shooting 11 threes. So that mismatch in three-point shooting, that caused and kind of hurt us a little bit. Overall, everything else was pretty much, the same as a match, but the Bulls just got to hit a few more three-pointers. They did take more, DeRozan, he took a certain amount of threes. I feel like I need to see Javon Carter take a few more threes. Vooch, he hit his one and only three. But yeah, sometimes it's just hard when the Bulls just can't match what the other team has as far as firepower, because their firepower generates more points than the Bulls' firepower. The Bulls attack the paint, they attack the mid-range, which is good, but it's times when you need to hit that three, and if they could just be more consistent and take more and make more, that'll help out tremendously. I feel like the Bulls made some mistakes in the fourth quarter that caused Brooklyn to, get that lead. They had opportunities, but they had a couple of costly turnovers, a couple of bad plays, and it was just tough for the Bulls to bounce back from those turnovers. And I feel like Brooklyn, they definitely gave the Bulls opportunity to win. They made some good plays down the stretch, but their thing, they just hit clutch threes when it was time. It was tough defensively for Vucevic to match up because he was guarding Dorian Finney-Smith the whole time, and he's a guy that stretches out to the three and takes him. And so Vooch being out on the perimeter, it takes away from him in the paint. It forces other perimeter players to rotate a lot more to protect the paint. You've seen times where Javon Carter was trying to protect the paint and he was just too small, and they would lay up and doing whatever over him. So yeah, it was a tough mismatch problem. They had Ben Simmons playing the center position, and I feel like they did a good job overall as far as kind of limiting Ben Simmons, but Ben did find the open man. I feel like Spencer Dinwiddie hit some crucial plays, some crucial shots against the Bulls. Cam Thomas hit some crucial shots against the Bulls. He's just a natural scorer. But yeah, I feel like the Bulls competed. They definitely could have won. It was awesome to see the new tournament layout, how the court looked. It was super red in there, but it was actually pretty cool. It kind of reminded me like a AAU game, just so much red, and it felt like it was more at stake with just the whole design and illustrations of the court in the arena. So that was pretty cool to see. But it sucks that the Bulls couldn't start off their tournament with the win. But they just got to bounce back. You know, they got to bounce back. They got to keep fighting. It's still early in the season. It's still plenty of time to bounce back. The Bulls just got to figure it out. You know, I feel like they got to figure out their chemistry, the rotations. I feel like over time the Bulls will start shooting the ball a little better. But in the meantime, you know, these games are going to keep coming. These teams are going to keep coming. We're facing the defending champions tonight. You know, you seen what they did against the Mavericks yesterday, and it's up for the Bulls to just step up to the challenge. So we're going to see what they do. But comment down below, how do you guys feel about the Bulls in this position? You know, they're 2-4. Can the Bulls make it 3-4? You know, we're going to see. But yeah, I'm gonna holler at you guys later, and I'll upload a video tonight, and I'm out.